السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. 10 years ago, I was deluded by these pictures where it says, oh, you can memorize one verse a day, khalas, you'll take 17 years. 5 verses a day, you can memorize 3 years, 6 months, and 7 days. You memorize 10 verses a day, oh, it's just 1 year. If you memorize 1 page every day, it's just 1 year, right? 8 months. But is this a complete picture? I know, I understand that this is just for encouragement. Yes, we all need encouragement. Maybe if I had not seen these things, I would not have started memorizing, maybe, right? That's good. But I think we should have the whole picture, right? We should have the whole picture. And that whole picture is that when you memorize one verse a day, you have to spend some time to review also. Because ultimately, it's a numbers game. Like every page you should do or recite to someone minimum of 100 times or 60 times, or some people say 400 times, right? Every page. But you cannot just sit and just read a page 400 times, right? We have to memorize. So let me show you. We are in Paint now. Let me show you what many people assume. And I'm just sharing this with you so that you don't get disappointed. Because there are students who recite to me and they get disappointed. I've already recited to you this page like 5 times. Still I'm getting mistakes. Why is that? I'm like, yes, because you're not spending reviewing it. You're not spending time reading it again. And there will come a time where you would not have to see that page at all. But till that time, you need to recite, you will make mistakes. So what many of us assume is like, okay, I've memorized 1 page. The next day I'll come and then I'll memorize another page, right? If I zoom in, maybe here. And then I'll come another day and then memorize another page here, and then it'll be another page like this. I'll keep increasing 1 page, 1 page, 1 page. Okay, I might forget a little bit, so I'm just giving a rough example. So if I forget something, I'll forget here. I'll just join them again. It'll be simple, very simple. But that's not true, right? And this is the starting of the Quran, this is the ending of the Quran, for example. So I'll just go, it'll be a straight line. Maybe something I'll forget here and there, a little bit up and down. But then I'll just complete in 2 years or 3 years. But this doesn't happen, especially those who are starting at the age of 20, at the age of 30 to memorize the Quran. I'm not saying it's impossible. It is possible, and I'm saying it with experience, because even I started learning online, just motivated by such pictures. And my hifz is like, I didn't focus on the review at all. So I've spent 10 years just trying to catch up. So alhamdulillah, someday it'll be finished, inshallah. Although I've recited the whole Quran by memory to a shaykh, but still it's weak because I did not do the required amount of review. So now I'm focusing on review. Like every new juz I add, I need to, review everything from the starting, inshallah. So I've done 5-6 juz till now, or four juz, I can say for sure. But inshallah, slowly, I intend to make them 30 juz. So this is not the story, right? Even if you memorize like this is not the story. What happens is actually like, maybe you can take a brush, take like this, right? Let me use some color, right? Maybe. So it's like a faint line, right? It's like a faint line. And then what you have to do, if you want to add something else, you have to come back to it, make this line strong, and then keep going. And sometimes this line goes away, right? It becomes faint again. So you have to keep like this and then add something and then make this more dark, right? It's a faint line, because until you do 400 times or 300, 500, whatever your time, right, it won't happen. So you have to keep coming back to this again and again. Sometimes new surahs will come up and it'll be gone. So you have to come back to it and make this until it is very strong. Ultimately, it is reduction of time in memorization of anything, right? For example, you might take for 1 page, right? I remember 1 page I used to take, like 1 page, I used to take 1.5 hours to memorize, right? Now it's not the case. Although I've recited the whole Mus'haf, so 1 page takes me around, if it's a very good page, it should take me 5 minutes. But yeah, it takes me 5 minutes if it's very good page. 5 minutes or 3 minutes, the whole wajh or the whole side. I'm talking about one side, not the whole page. So it should take ideally 5 minutes. But to reach from 1.5 hours to 5 minutes, that is the goal. So every time you memorize or you review, it's a permanent investment. So one page, slowly it will become 1 hour. One page reviewing, like once you've done 1.5 hours or 2 hours it'll take to memorize the whole page, the next time it'll become 1 hour, the next time it'll become 30 minutes, right? Sometimes if it's a very difficult page, it'll take 30 minutes. It's not for every page. Sometimes it'll come down to, one page will come down to 15 minutes, and slowly one page will come down to 5 minutes, and some later on it'll come down to even 1 minute. 1 minute. And this is the ideal goal where we have to reach. Like reviewing one page should come down to 1 minute. Like I should just see the page like Surah Al-Baqarah, right? The first page of Baqarah. I believe whenever you start memorizing from Baqarah onwards, if you've done Juz Amma or Juz Amma, you've done Juz Amma, one page of Juz Amma, it should take you 1 minute. Amma yatasaalun anin nabail azim, right? It should take you 1 minute. That's it. Or you just see, you might forget maybe the connection between two verses. So ultimately, you should come down to this time. So that means the whole juz, 20 pages, should take you 20 minutes of reviewing. I mean, it won't come down to 20 minutes. Even if you do, it'll take a long time. So it should come down to what? 20 minutes. 20 minutes. This is the ideal goal where you have to reach. 20 minutes to review. But now you're taking one page, 1.5 hours, 1.5 hours. So how do you come down? By having this cycle, cycle, new memorization. Like today I'm memorizing. It's a common cycle which various people use, no? New memorization, where you memorize, the new stuff. Then it's same juz, right? We call it Para Sabak here, India, Pakistan, other places. And then Am Muqta, that they call the old memorization of different juz. So if you do this cycle every day, what will happen? Then, inshallah, your memorization will stick, right? Your memorization will stick and you'll have this thing. So remember, it is like a paintbrush. So I just wanted to share, because many people, there's one student who's memorizing at the age of 47. SubhanAllah, he becomes very disappointed. So I thought I'll tell everyone that, I've already recited you 5 times, 6 times, but still I'm feeling that, no, it's a paintbrush. It's very light. Even if you recite it to me, you need to come back. Maybe if you recite it to me, you have to come back. Or I've recited to someone, because we have to ultimately catch the mistakes. So you should not be anytime disappointed. That's the process. Insan, nasiya, he'll forget. So is this true, right? I don't know how many people have done it with super memories, but if you're maybe children or, right? But you need to go back to the previous, because there's no time considered here for review. Right? So one verse every day. So if you take one verse every day, maybe it takes you 5 minutes. To review, it should take you next time 5 minutes again 5 minutes, and then it'll come back to one verse, 1 minute for one verse. Right? So some time should be considered for reviewing also. This is just for memorizing, but the actual game is all about reviewing. Right? So Barakallahu Feek, I thought it'll be beneficial, inshallah. So I shared, because it's not a straight line. And your memory, the one time you recite, 2 times you recite, it's not like this. It's not a solid line. It's like a paintbrush. It's like this, maybe this airbrush thing, right? And you have to keep strengthening it. And then you can keep adding stuff, and always focus on review. Don't get bored of reviewing. Yeah. Barakallahu feek. Jazakallahu khairan. Subhanakallahu wa bihamdika. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.